Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. Today we will be presenting about the case study which is the wedding for BTM545, Assignment 1. This prepared by Group 5 and prepared for Sir Azmi bin Salim. So this is our team members include me, Aunia Swani, followed by Fasha Amani, Charmi Aiman, Aina Noliana, and Nur Batrisha. Next, what we will discuss are the wedding objective, the assumption of the wedding project, work breakdown structure, responsibility assignment matrix, sequence table, network diagram, and conclusion.
Hello everyone, I'm Fasha Amani. I will explain the project objective for Tony and Peggy Sue's wedding project. First of all, objective is to successfully organize and manage the wedding event for Tony and Peggy Sue. The second objective is to complete all wedding preparation before 30 June, which is their wedding date. The third objective is to manage the wedding within the planned budget because the couple has financial limitation and need proper budget planning. The fourth objective is to ensure the event runs smoothly and satisfies both families and guests despite their different expectations and references. And lastly, the last objective is to coordinate all wedding activity effectively within 6 months to ensure the wedding project can be completed successfully.
Next, I will explain about the assumptions of the wedding project. First of all, venue availability for outdoor ceremony or reception. The couple wants an outdoor wedding. It is assumed that a suitable venue, large enough for 300 guests, with facilities like seating, catering space, and restroom, will be available on June 30 and can be booked in advance without conflict. Secondly, weather will be suitable for outdoor event. Since the ceremony and reception are planned outdoors, it is assumed that the weather will be favorable, no heavy rain or extreme heat. A backup plan such as tent or indoor hall may be considered, but the main assumption is that the weather will allow the event to proceed smoothly. Thirdly, families will cooperate despite cultural differences. Tony's family expect a big, elaborate wedding, while Peggy's family is used to small, simple ceremonies. It is assumed that the both families will cooperate and compromise to support the couple's vision of a large outdoor wedding, avoiding a major conflicts. After that, catering, music, and decoration can be sourced locally. The wedding requires food, entertainment, and decoration service. It is assumed that reliable vendors are available in Dallas or New York area to provide this service at reasonable cost, ensuring the event can be organized without delays. In addition, wedding gift will offset part of the expenses. Since Tony and Peggy Sue have student loans and limited savings, they are relying on monetary gifts from guests to cover wedding expenses. It is assumed that the majority of guests will contribute financially, reducing the couple's burden. Lastly, Tony's family restaurant can support catering if needed. Tony's family owns a restaurant with a banquet hall. It is assumed that this resource can be used for catering or as a backup reception venue if external catering costs are too high or if the outdoor plan faces challenge.
Now, we move to Work Breakdown Structure or WBS, which is a project management tool used to divide a large project into smaller and more manageable tasks to clearly understand the scope of work, responsibilities, and sequence of activities needed to complete the project successfully. At the highest level, the project is divided into 5 main processes. The first one is project initiation and planning that focus on preparing the foundation of the wedding project, including defining the project scope, identifying stakeholder requirements, develop budget, create timeline, and identifying risk and contingency. The second process is venue and logistic management. In this section, the team selects the ceremony venue, arrange backup venues, and plan the seating and layout. Additional details such as restroom, tents, table, and chairs are also included under this category. The third process is guest management and invitation that involve preparing the guest list, designing and sending invitation, tracking RSVPs, and managing guest hospitality information to avoid confusion and ensure smooth communication with invited guests. The fourth process is vendor and service coordination. This includes catering arrangement, entertainment booking, photography and videography, flowers and bouquet, wedding cake preparation and rentals. Under photography and videography, there are also detailed tasks such as pre-wedding photoshoot and wedding album and video editing. Finally, the fifth process is attire, ceremony and honeymoon planning. This covers the bride dress accessory, group attire, bridal party outfit, ceremony program, reception program, transportation and accommodation, as well as honeymoon planning. Using a WBS provides many advantages such as improved communication among team members, help with time and cost estimation, and also reduce risk by identifying possible issues early during the planning stage. By using WBS, we can ensure better coordination, efficiency, and successful project.
So, we're moving on to the next phase of our planning. To ensure this wedding doesn't just stay as a plan but actually gets executed flawlessly, we develop a responsibility assignment matrix, or known as RAM. Now, why is this important? In project management, a common pitfall is a role confusion where everyone thinks someone else is doing the job. By mapping this matrix directly to our work breakdown structure, we create clear accountability. We make sure that every single task from the flowers to the finance has a name attached to it. So, let's look at our primary stakeholder. Tony and Sue, Peggy are designated as the project leads. This means they are accountable for the high-level strategic tasks. Specifically, they are responsible for defining the project scope and setting the overall budget. They also take the lead on critical coordination tasks such as managing the 300% guests, the final selection of vendors, something like that. So, since they are self-funding the wedding while repaying student loans, it is vital that they maintain direct control over this decision, making areas to ensure cost efficiency. Next, we have the supportive roles, most notably Carmela, Tony's mother. In any wedding, family expectation can be a major risk factor. In our matrix, Carmela is assigned a supportive and consultative role, particularly in venue decoration and family coordination. By officially assigning her this task, we achieve two things. First, we leverage her passion for a grand celebration in a productive way. And secondly, we ensure that while she is involved, the final decision making power remains with the couple. This structure helps manage family diplomacy without compromising the project's goals. To wrap up this section, the responsibility assignment matrix is more than just a table of names. It is a tool for conflict resolution and efficiency. By using this matrix, Tony and Peggy and also Sue can avoid the stress of who does what, improve communication with their vendors, and effectively balance their professional life with their wedding preparation. It ensures that every stakeholder knows their boundaries and their duties, leading to a much smoother project life cycle. Thank you so much, and I will pass to the next presenter.
I will present the sequence table for case study 2, the wedding. This sequence table shows the activity, predecessor, duration, and person in charge for planning Tony and Peggy's wedding project. First, the couple defined the project scope to identify the wedding objective, budget, and overall planning. Next, Tony and Peggy Sue create the wedding timeline to organize all activity according to the schedule.
After that, they select the ceremony venue because the venue is one of the most important part of the wedding. Once the venue is confirmed, they plan the setting arrangement and venue layout for guests. At the same time, they prepare the guest list by listing family members, relatives, and friends. Then, wedding invitations are designed and sent to the guests. After invitations are sent, they collect RSVP and finalize the guest list. They also book the florist and wedding cake to prepare the decoration and catering needs. Next, they develop the wedding day program to organize the ceremony and reception activities. Before the wedding day, a rehearsal is conducted to ensure the ceremony runs smoothly. Then, the finalized decoration and venue setup are complete before the event. Finally, the wedding ceremony and reception are carried out successfully. In conclusion, the sequence table helps organize the wedding project systematically. It ensures every task is complete in the correct order and helps Tony and Peggy Sue manage their wedding planning more efficiently. Thank you.
Moving to the network diagram. A network diagram is a project management tool that visually represents the sequences of tasks and their relationships. It's, it helps project teams understand how activities are connected, highlights the critical path that determines overall project durations, and ensure the scheduling and resources allocation are managed effectively. By showing dependencies and timelines, the diagram support better planning, monitoring, and control, which help keep the project on the schedule and within budget.
Next, I will explain about the total slide. Slide represents the amount of flexibility available for each activity without delaying the overall project. In other words, it shows how much time we can postpone a task before it affects the wedding date. For example, the activity defined project scope has 104 days of slack. This means even if it is delayed, the project can still finish on time. Meanwhile, developed wedding day program has 144 days of slack, which gives us even more scheduling freedom. However, not all activities have this flexibility. The tasks on the critical part must be completed exactly on schedule. In our case, the critical path runs through activities A, B, C, D, K, L with a total duration of 33 days. Any delay in this task will directly delay the wedding. Analyzing slide is important because it helps us to identify which tasks can be delayed, to focus attention on critical tasks, and to manage risks and keep the project on track. Total slide shows us where we have room to adjust and where we must stay strict with timing. This ensures that Tony and Peggy Sue's wedding will run smoothly and be completed on June 30 as planned.
For the conclusion, is the wedding project was more than just an exercise in project management. It became a journey of collaboration, culture integration, and creative problem solving. It's highlighted the importance of communication, adaptability, and teamwork in turning a complex personal milestone into meaningful and memorable event. Thank you.